Austin attorney for people hurt in the South by Southwest tragedy 1 year ago says he expects the first civil trials to begin by the spring of next year.
This morning, we first told you a judge is allowing 5 of the victims' negligence lawsuits to move forward. And KXAN investigator Robert Maxwell is here now with an update. Rob.
South by Southwest attorneys say they wanted to have the lawsuits dismissed. The civil court judge, though, here in Travis County decided this week, no, there is enough of a case to proceed. Attorney Scott Hendler for the victims tells me his next steps and the next steps overall include asking South by for documents like emails and deposing witnesses. As you know, it's been more than a year since an accused drunk driver plowed through a thin metal barricade down on Red River Street. 4 people lost their lives. More than 20 others were hurt. Attorney Hendler argues South by is responsible for what he calls a preventable tragedy.
Their lawyer stood up in court last week and said, well, you know, if there is a shooting next year, even if we know that could happen, we're not responsible for it. Well, they may not be responsible for something they can't prevent.
Now, South by attorney Pete Kennedy tells me, quote, they are confident the evidence will show South by is not responsible for what he calls the criminal acts of a third party. One more thing to update you on here tonight. Scott Hendler also represents the wife of Dutch musician Stephen Krenmar. Remember, he died when he was struck on his bike that morning. And because he's a foreign national, that case is being heard in Austin in federal court. And Robert and Shannon, South by attorneys are due to file their response to that suit again in federal court tomorrow.
All right, Robert, thank you very much. And the criminal side of this case is also still progressing. The alleged driver in that crash, Rashad Owens, is scheduled to appear in a Travis County courtroom tomorrow morning. This is for a pre-trial hearing. Earlier this year, a judge said he hoped the case would begin by the end of this year.